Hi, YouTubies! It's me, Zachary Also, hi, hello. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. If you haven't checked out my community tab, things for Twitch and/or the re-upload channel are going to kind of happen on a day-by-day basis. From now on, I will post on my community tab on the days I'm going to go live. I might like start deleting old posts just so it doesn't get confusing. Like I don't want people to be confused about whether or not I'm live today or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm in a transition period of my life right now, and some days are better than others. Yeah, the alerts are still on. Let me turn them off. Um, and so, we're just gonna take it. We're gonna take it day by day. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me now, Mr. Krabs? I apparently don't quote that correctly. That's like apparently not word for word what they say, but listen, I'm not perfect. And none of you are either. We all have our flaws. Today's video, we're gonna revisit. Do y'all remember, like, I don't know, actually, it probably feels like it's been over a week, but one of the more recent videos we found, via Just Jamie, we found a channel called Frugally Delicious, where she makes some interesting frugal meals. Today's video is called 3-ingredient Dollar Tree meals for one single meals on a small budget. So I'm hoping to find some inspiration as a newly single girly who needs to stop eating takeout and start eating more food at home now that I'm single. So I'm trying to get some inspiration, and I'm sure that this is all gonna look great and fabulous and wonderful and delectable. But also, as always, like obviously, people have to work with various types of budgets and things like this, and this is not necessarily a commentary on like, having to make ends meet or like having to shop at the Dollar Tree to get food or things like that. But also there are certainly ways that you can do that are I don't know, that are appetizing, question mark. This is I don't know that I would have referred to her like that, but this is the lady that, yes, made the like jizz looking dog, the jizzy glizzy, if you will. She did make the jizzy glizzy looking dish. So anyways, I think that's all I got. But I'm happy to be back here with y'all and watching it. And so I feel like we should probably just get to, don't you think? If you're ready to watch some delicious, amazing 3-ingredient Dollar Tree meals, could you put some 69s in the chat? Thanks. Thank you, angels. Thank you, icons. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Ooh, look at them 69s. We got a few first-time chat 69s. Love that. An iconic way to start your time in the chat. Oh my gosh, I missed the be real moment. I'm gonna be real for a second. I'm gonna be real while y'all are putting 69s in the chat. Alright, my be real is posted. It's posted. It's posted. It's up. Now I got Shay on the old Be Real, and it's interesting that my stream isn't in your Be Real, Shay. That's interesting. I'm just joking. I'm just joshing ya. We're just joking. Sometimes I like to joke, Alright, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. One more time. Everybody's feeling fine. Here we go. Hey, 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 here we go. NSYNC has got the flow. Alright. Let me turn her captions on. we can adjust the volume. Let me know if it needs to happen. Punching down at the old Shade 206. I don't think she, hopefully, is not taking it that way.
Hello and welcome to Frugally Delicious. Today I have 3 meal ideas for you. Went to the Dollar Tree and I kind of wanted to do a video where I used as little ingredients as possible. I originally was going to try to do 2 ingredients, but I just don't know if that was possible. Not without being just like really bland meals like rice and beans kind of a thing.
It's kind of already given really bland. What do we got here? We got some diced canned potatoes, some frozen broccoli, a block of cheese, some tortillas. I don't know what is in it. I'm thinking that's condensed milk. That's it. I feel like that might be condensed milk. And then this is like a bag of chili con carne. Had no idea that potatoes came in a can. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I've ever had them, but I've definitely seen them at the grocery store before.
I did want to add, some pizzazz and flavor to these.
Some what?
So, I did want to add, some pizzazz and flavor to these.
Pizzazz? Pizzazz? Some pizzazz and flavor. Some pizzazz.
So I came up with 3 ideas using 3 ingredients for each of these meals.
Okay.
These are the items that I purchased. I have actually never tried any of these things from the Dollar Tree. So I'll kind of let you know what I think about them.
What could go wrong?
And this right here kind of offset everything I was going to make, because the thing that I thought that they had there was shredded beef, but it turns out it's like this chili paste, almost kind of like the chili in a can you can get it with beans or no beans.
Wait, she's saying that when she purchased this, she thought it was shredded beef, but then she got it home and realized it's just like beans? Man, that's like entirely, that's also, when I look at the words chili con carne, I don't know that I think shredded beef.
This doesn't have any beans, but I was looking for a shredded beef. They didn't have it.
Oh,
so
maybe she's just saying this is what she got because she couldn't find shredded beef. I think she's saying like she was intending to get shredded beef, but then when she got there, they didn't have that, so she's making this work.
Threw a wrench into everything, but I was going with it, and I was like, I'm still going to make the best of this situation.
Okay.
So I'm going to make for my first meal some beef flautas. There is beef in there. The second ingredient is beef. The first ingredient is water.
Beef flautas? What is she? Let me Google image some. I think I know what a flauta is, but I just want to see some Google images of beef flautas. It's looking like maybe they're a crispy rolled tortilla, maybe they're baked in the oven or something. Here are various baked flautas on the Google images. In case you're wondering. Not an expert on any cuisine or any cooking. I do not claim to be. It's a flour taquito. Kind of like a taquito. Yeah. Oh, usually deep fried, some people are saying. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here's this block of cheese. Also, just noting that the first ingredient of this chili con carne thing she said is water. Not beef, but water. Meaning water is the most prominent thing in it.
I'm going to be using this cheese in 3 of the meals, so all 3 meals. And I've never used their cheese before, so I was a little leery. I'm going to get this package open. It says that there are 3 servings in here, but I was like, okie dokie. What is that, 2 tablespoons? It's not a lot. So I'm going to use this in 2 meals only.
Okay.
And it really just was not enough to
what are we
fill up
girl
my
what
tortillas.
Wait,
so
what is she cutting? Wait, why is she cutting up the broccoli like this? What is this method of cutting? That makes me so nervous. Like, it's not on a cutting board. It's on this, like, ceramic plate. And she's, like, literally... It's almost like she's trying to, like, you know, if you... Like, I just made some, like, chicken in my crock pot. And I took, like, 2 forks and shredded the chicken. It's kind of giving that technique, but with 2 knives, and it's broccoli.
I had to improvise, and I'm going to use some of this broccoli. I was going to have broccoli left over anyway. And
why are we
long story short here, I made some chili one time, and I had some leftovers.
Also, I just want to say, I don't really think probably flautas normally come with broccoli inside of them. Honestly, I don't feel like broccoli usually comes in those.
And I didn't have enough to quite make like anything out of. It wasn't like enough for a bowl, but I did have broccoli. So I took the broccoli and mixed it in with the chili, and you may not believe me, but it was actually really good. I don't know if anybody else has tried that combo before, but I was quite happy and pleased with the way it tasted. But I like broccoli and I like chili, so I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Okay, so I'm really happy that it made enough filling for these flautas. I was also debating on whether...
Wait, are you saying that the broccoli is frozen when she's cutting it up? It was still frozen when she put it in? I have so many questions. I have a lot of questions. What, ma'am?
Or not to just use the potatoes and not use so much potatoes in the other meal, but there's not a lot of chili left.
Also, the potato would have been, I think, maybe a better choice to put into these than I think broccoli. You know? Like, I think the potato would be a better choice. I think it would be a more it would be, I get the idea of filling, and also the potato would probably go better, like take on the flavors of the chili better than like broccoli.
Left, and I'm gonna need more than that to fill me up for the next meal. So I decided to leave out putting the potatoes in there because I was gonna have plenty of broccoli left over. You can fry these up if you want to. I'm not going to do that because I'm really trying to use as few ingredients as possible.
So we're just toasting them on a pan on the stove. Cool.
I am going to crisp these up in a pan, and they turn out beautifully, by the way. Going to take 1/3 of my block of cheese and some water. I could have used some of the evaporated milk I have, but I really do need most of that for one of my meals. So I decided against that, put some water in here. And
I'm sorry. I did space out for a tiny second. I'm going to be honest. It's just like how my brain is working right now. That's just how my brain is working right now. But she really just melting cheese with just water? Like, I literally spaced out and then I came back and there's like water and cheese in a pan, in a pot. I'd like 1 pot, please. I'll do a pot with you all. I feel like I'm gonna need a pot if I'm gonna eat this. Damn.
And I have never had this happen before, where the cheese didn't melt. I've used block cheese, I've used shredded cheese, I've used different brand cheese, and I've never had it to where it didn't melt. It like liquefied, but always stuck together like it was its best friend and it was holding on for dear life.
Well, ma'am, it's because you're melting it with water. I think it has something to do with you just pouring water in with it. Like, what? It's not how this works. I don't understand why that was.
I don't know. I have heard that cheese does that and it doesn't break apart, but I've never experienced this before.
That cheese looks heinous. That cheese is criminal.
So I'm not really happy with that. The cheese did taste good. Like, I've never had this brand before.
That watery ass cheese. What the fuck?
From the Dollar Tree, and it actually tastes really good. So it kind of is very liquidy, and the cheese is on the bottom. The cheese made like this cheese broth. And
never, ever say the phrase cheese broth to me again, ever. Cheese broth is not a thing. People are not. People are not out here having cheese broth. Cheese broth. At least I'm laughing, you know? You've got to laugh. You've got to laugh. We come to this place to laugh. This is hectic.
And it was actually really good. If I was to do this again, I would
like look at there's the cheese broth, and then there's like the coagulated cheese underneath the cheese broth, and she's like trying to scoop it up.
Use some liquid cheese, some Velveeta cheese.
Like, you don't even got cheese on there, girly pop. You just soaked it in cheese water.
They do have that at the dollar store for $1.25 for a pack. And, you know, in hindsight, you live and you learn.
She gave this a 7 out of 10. She gave this meal a 7 out of 10. You live, you learn. You laugh, you learn. You cry, you learn. You lose, you learn. Honestly, I feel like it's like, this is not worth the what. So she bought, this is 3 ingredients. It's the cheese. This is wait, this is supposed to be 3 ingredient Dollar Tree meals. This is 4. Wait, hold up. This is 4 because she's got the tortillas, the chili con carne, the broccoli, and the cheese. And then 5 if you count the water. You live, you learn. You cry, you learn.
I would probably just use the
the only reason I even came to that conclusion is because I was gonna add up how much she spent on this meal. I know she didn't initially plan to add broccoli to this, but that still doesn't, then that doesn't fit into the theme of the video. I'm tired. We are always constantly watching videos where they're not actually doing what they say they're gonna do, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Liquid cheese for all 3 of the meals I'm gonna make. But in my mind, I didn't see it that way. So if you're gonna make these meals, just buy...
The liquid cheese is taking me the fuck out. We need to move on. Actually, honestly, she could have just left the cheese ingredient out. Like, the broccoli is a little weird, but it's not criminal. You know, like I could see a world. I could see, I don't know it's the choice that I would make, but I could see it. The liquid cheese is something.
The liquid cheese and everything will be okay. But overall, this was really good. And I even let my husband have a bite, and he's super picky. And he was like, you know what? I actually really like these. So there you go.
Was he lying? Can we hook him up to a lie detector?
For this meal, I am going...
Thank God we've moved on from the fucking liquid cheese. That was too much.
To be using some potatoes. I cracked that can open. I did save the juice because I'm going to use that in the last meal.
Bessie, what are you gonna get from the juice, the liquid in the soup or the potato can? Why are we saving? It is not juice. It's just water that the potatoes are preserved in. People are not using potato juice. Like, please be serious. That's not gonna give any flavor. At most, it might be salt water. At most, and you can easily make some salt water without it. But that's all it is. It's not like it's packed with flavor or anything. Please.
And also, I am going to take about a tablespoon out of this and put it in with the water. I'm kind of hoping it's going to be a thickening agent. There are 2.5 servings in this can of potatoes.
That it's going to be a thickening agent? What do you think these potatoes are going to do? I guess maybe she thinks like the starch from the potatoes is going to be a thickening agent, I guess. Interesting.
So, plenty for this meal. That's probably about 3 tablespoons, I guess.
Okay. I'm
going to fry the potatoes. I actually did this one other time in a video long ago.
I do. My mom used to make fried potatoes from not canned potatoes, but like actual potatoes. I always loved when she made those shits. They were so good.
Really crisp up, but they do get a nice little flavor to them, so I am going to continue on with searing it up. I'm going to put a little water in here so I can get out all those little bits and bobs, and I'll put it in the container over there with the other juice from the can.
She said we got to save all these bits and bobs. Also, yeah, the cold pan. Somehow we find a lot of the girlies that love to start with a cold pan. Here we are. No sizzle, nothing.
And I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I'm making a beef and potato cheesy skillet thing.
Sounds promising.
I think the reason why these don't crisp up the way that a fresh potato does is because they actually have a higher content of water in them. I'm cooking.
Or maybe they don't crisp up like a regular potato because you literally put them into a cold pan. I don't know. Maybe, perhaps that could be part of it, you know?
Cooking it now, and it's been going for about 10 minutes or so. A lot of the liquid is gone out of it. They seem a bit drier, but they're just not crisping up. They don't get that nice little browned outside on them. So I'm going to kind of leave it at that.
Also, you at some point just have to leave it alone. She did put oil in there, I think. I think she put oil in it, but the pan was cold when she started. And there's like no sizzle. It does not sound like they're like sizzling despite being in oil, you know?
It'll be just as good. I have the little bit of the chili sauce that's still left. I am going to just pour that over the top.
Oh, great. You're not, are you even giving them a chance to brown up? Like, was she just like, oh, it didn't automatically in 2 minutes brown up, so I'm just going to add this chili to it. That's not going to help it brown up.
I'm going to top it with a little bit of salt, just a little bit of dash of pepper.
Okay.
Just give that a nice little mix around. I have another third of that cheese. I'm going to shred a little bit over the top.
Okay.
Just so it can get a little bit melty. And then I'll save a little bit and I'll put it on top when I plate it.
Oh, good.
All right, just turn.
I can't wait for you to plate it. This 5-star Michelin meal. Hi, Major Consequences.
Turn that heat off. Give it a nice mix around. Slide that off onto a plate. Give her an old topper with a little additional cheese.
Give her an old what? What do you know about a little topper? What do you know about getting topped?
I'm going to eat it just straight up like this. But don't forget, if you are following along and you buy these items or you have these items at home, you can just use a flour tortilla and wrap this in the tortilla. but I think that there's going to be plenty of
I
carbs
know.
with the potatoes.
Right.
And then, of course, all of the protein you get.
And how much protein is that? I would like to know how much protein is in this chili con carne situation type of deal. I guess, yeah, she did not want the cheese broth with this. She said, we're just going to let the cheese melt in a normal kind of way this time. Hi, Wait, also for the YouTubies, because I don't think you'll be able to see this on the screen. I have a point redemption on my channel. Like, you can earn points by just, like, showing up to the channel and being in the chat and stuff. And so I have one that you can redeem for a Chantal style shout out. You know, like back when she used to go, hi, Travonda. Hi, plain hamburgers. And so anyways, hi, potato and cheese broth 69. Hi, potato and cheese. Oh, I got a hair in my eye.
So, let's give it a bite. All right out the gate here. This is definitely better than the first meal.
An 8?
Something about potatoes and meat together. I love it. So, for me, this is definitely a winner over the first meal.
There's something about potatoes and meat together, you know? You feel me?
It's very simple. The potatoes, maybe I'm a weirdo, I don't know, but I actually really like canned potatoes.
Work.
I mean, I like regular potatoes too, but there's something about them. Maybe it's because I grew up on them and that's the flavor I'm used to.
I kind of just feel like, in general, and like, granted, I haven't bought potatoes in a long time. Like, I just like I don't eat them, but like, I feel like half the reason that my family had potatoes with nearly every meal is because you can get a shit ton of potatoes for relatively cheap, you know? Which is, I think, why I've always, like, questioned the concept of canned potatoes, because I'm like, unless you, I mean, I guess if you want to have, like, canned potatoes on hand in case of an emergency, but I would think that fresh potatoes should be relatively cheap.
And I like this because it's simple, easy, and it comes.
Also, there's still one more recipe, right? She's only doing 3 recipes, correct? We're not even halfway through this video, and is there more than 3, or is the last one literally like 9 minutes dedicated to just one recipe?
Yeah, they're in like 10 minutes. You don't need any additional spices. I put salt and pepper on there, but you really don't have to. With the nacho cheese, it would work really well on top of here too.
I'm always obsessed also with them being like, you don't need to add any seasonings. Is this really a cooking video? Like, I think that's one thing is like the channels that do like frugal cooking well and like try to help people learn how to like save money. Like, I think they do a great job of like talking about how like stocking your pantry with like seasonings to help like make maybe some like cheaper ingredients taste better is important. And so like when she's just out here like my whole recipe is just dumping some canned potatoes in a pan and adding chili con carne and cheese to it, like I just feel so uninspired. Like I don't know. Let me not be too critical, but you know, like please tell me how I could like jazz up some. This is just my feedback. Like if I'm like really trying to take something from the video, it's like why not try to give me some tips on how to jazz up basic items that I can get at the Dollar Tree? Like even just the canned potatoes. Like what if you taught me how to like make like a flavorful hash with just the potatoes and like some good seasonings or something?
Nacho cheese on top of potatoes and that canned chili meat. What I'm trying to say is I would make this again. My friends, these are the items we have left. I got...
Now, the evaporated milk, I'm just like, what are we going to do with this whole entire can of evaporated milk? Or is she going to make soup? Is she going to make... No, she's got the tortillas there. It feels like she's going to make soup. I don't know what the tortillas are for, but I feel like she's going to make like a broccoli cheddar soup. That's my guess. Because, like, what else would you... Because she said she wanted a thickening agent, and that's what she's hoping to get from the potato juice. But what would you need the tortillas for?
Some evaporated milk, which I've already opened.
Okay.
And some tortillas. And then I saved the potato juice.
Stop calling it potato juice. Potatoes aren't meant to be juice. They're not juicy.
Few potatoes from the previous meal. So you actually don't need that, but I don't know, I just thought it would be kind of good in there, and there was no sense in wasting the liquid from the potatoes anyway.
Bestie, why?
It can be used. Why not use it? Oh, I almost forgot the cheese. The cheese.
Oh, the cheese. So this is once again words. This is once again a recipe that's using more than 3 ingredients. The last one only used 3 ingredients, but this one I see multiple ingredients on the table right now.
The good old cheese. So I have the little piece that's left, the 1/3, plus I didn't use all of the cheese in the last meal, so I got that, which will be good because I think it's going to be needed in this. So let's make some cheesy broccoli soup.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. But what are the tortillas for? Why are we doing this? I wonder if she eats the crumbs that she sweeps up off the floor too. Yeah, I'm just like, I get the idea of trying to use all parts of something, but literally the water that, like, the potatoes are preserved in, like, I really don't believe that's gonna add any flavor. So, like, I just, like, some things don't need to be saved, you know?
I may not believe this, but I have actually never had cheesy broccoli soup.
Didn't we?
I've just never had it, so.
Didn't we watch her make some kind of broccoli soup the last time we watched her?
Somebody actually gave me the idea of using evaporated milk instead of regular milk, and I tasted this. It actually has a really good flavor to it, so it's just really rich. So I think it's going to be really good in here. Okay, let's get the soup going. First and foremost,
we just watched her make a veggie soup. Okay, well, here we are.
To get those potatoes and the juice in there.
That is wild.
Like that. Get my heat turned on.
We're going into a cold pan, okay? Cold pot, wonderful.
And get that heated up.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and add in my...
The only thing I'll give her is maybe she might be right about the potato water and the potatoes helping thicken this up. I can sort of see that vision. But also, just keep some, like, cornstarch on you. Make a cornstarch slurry. And do that.
My evaporated milk. I'm gonna save probably like 1/3.
Okay.
Just in case something goes wrong or I need to add some more.
It's already gone wrong, baby. We're past the point of just in case it goes wrong. It's already we passed the point of no return.
Yeah, I think it's best probably just to save a little bit. I'm gonna try to give those potatoes a little mash, but I might need to let this cook a little while before they actually start to, like, break down into the soup.
Are we gonna... I'm guessing we're also just not adding any seasoning, right? I'm guessing that's not an option.
But this will kind of give it a head start, I think. While my soup gets to cooking...
we have an actual cutting board now. We got a cutting board. Miss Cutting Board has entered... the stage.
I'm gonna chop up this broccoli because I do not want really large pieces in my soup.
Okay. So not for Becky to pick out. This soup is not made with big chunks for Beck to pick out of their soup. Okay, stunning.
Some of these are already pretty tiny, but there's some very large pieces in here, so...
Also, just the various ways that she cuts things, and also these sound frozen still. Like, I don't know if I think this cutting method might be better than the other one, but it's kind of making me nervous too.
I want those kind of cut down. All right. I think that'll just about do it. Nice little bite-sized pieces. Soup is heated up. It's gotten to a very low simmer. It smells really good.
And I'm gonna add. And what ways could that smell good? It's hot milk. I guess. Does hot milk smell good? Hot milk mixed with potato water. Does that smell good?
In my broccoli. I'm thinking might break down.
This is gonna have if she adds no seasoning. If she adds no seasoning, this is not gonna taste good.
A little bit in here, but that'll be okay. It'll kind of add to the soup base. But
also, I'm so nervous about the way that she's putting this all in, like all this broccoli into the soup. It seems like she might drop the cutting board at any given second.
Since there was a ton of broccoli, I did decide to put some back in this bag. So I have some chopped broccoli.
Okay.
And I might add it in, I might not. It just depends. Now, I do need to let this set here for a little while and let all the flavors kind of mingle together. But first, I'm gonna add in a little of that S&P. A little salt and a little pepper for your taste and pleasure. All right, some salt.
Every once in a while, she like tries to have a personality, and I'm like, where did that come from? Where are these quirky words and stuff coming from?
Some pepper.
Also, probably, I mean, like, you can always add salt to taste, but like, I imagine from that salt water, like, this is already kind of salty, you know?
And I'm not going to go too heavy on this right now. I'm going to let it cook for a little while, and then if I need to add any more salt and pepper, I will.
Heaven forbid we add too much seasoning, though. But yeah, like, not some garlic powder, onion powder, nothing. Not a single other thing besides salt and pepper.
The cheese is going to wait until the end, or like the last 5 minutes or so. Turn my heat down to a nice low simmer.
It doesn't even look like it's simmering. It doesn't look like it's bubbling at all, and we're turning the heat down.
And I have an idea. I'm going to show you. I actually have all of these tortillas left. And
this is the part that's making me nervous. Like, what could we possibly be doing with the tortilla? What could we possibly be doing with the tortilla?
I'm debating on whether or not I want to, but what you can do if you are going to make this meal and you have tortillas and you want a nice little crunch to it, you can take these tortillas, put them in a pan, and heat them up until they dry out. It'll probably take about 10 minutes or so.
What happened with the audio right there? What was that?
So just keep an eye on them, flip them. You don't cover it. You don't need oil or anything. They will just dry out. And then you can just break them and make them like little chips or little crackers. So that's an idea for you if you, don't have any crackers or chips. I tend to not buy a lot of that stuff, but
that is certainly an idea. That's certainly an idea. Yeah.
I do love tortillas, and I do make a lot of homemade tortillas. I'll leave a link below for you if you're interested in how I make my tortillas from scratch at home. It's really easy, and it's like 4 ingredients.
She makes tortillas from scratch at home? That seems like more than I could possibly imagine her doing.
Soup's looking good.
That's still so
watery. I gave
watery.
it a little taste. It tastes pretty good. I think it's plenty salted and plenty peppered. I could probably put the rest of the broccoli in there. However, I'm not going to do that. I think there's going to be enough substance to it from the milk.
It's literally hot milk. She's literally just got hot milk in here.
from the evaporated milk, and from the cheese. Lots of protein in there also. Got my...
Where is the cheese? Is the lots of protein she's talking about? Or the milk? The milk and cheese is the protein of this meal? Sometimes I'm just like, she's just saying words, because this is not giving, like, a protein-rich meal to me.
My heat on low. Gonna shave off this cheese into the soup. And this was the thing with the cheese. I was afraid, or I still am, that it's just gonna be all clumpy. But since I'm actually shredding it up this time, instead of just leaving it in one big clump in there,
yeah,
I'm hoping.
And you're also not melting it down with water.
That it will stay separated and not just become one big congealed cheese thing inside of the soup.
Like, melting cheese down with water is not going to give you a creamy cheese. Like, that's not how this works.
All right, let's see how that goes. That was just the one little piece I had left from the previous meal. Oh, it smells so good. All right, the cheese seems to be...
I feel like you can't even tell there's cheese in that.
Pretty broken up, so that is good. She's a cheese brick. I'm gonna get the rest of this cheese brick in here, and I'll probably cook it for another, I don't know, 3.
She's a cheese brick. What the fuck?
To 5 minutes. I'm gonna get it in a bowl, and I believe it's gonna be time to eat. All right, moment of truth.
Oh.
Give her a nice little stir up.
So watery.
Still pretty hot, so we're gonna take this nice and slow. Okay.
I mean, I guess it's fine. I guess it's probably edible, you know? It's probably something you could eat.
Let's do this.
At this point, also, I'm like, probably a cheaper thing to do. Oh, is she about to give this a 10 out of 10? She said 10 out of 10. I was gonna say, probably cheaper and tastes better. Probably just getting a can of broccoli cheddar soup from the Dollar Tree, or even, like, maybe potentially cheaper at, like, a regular grocery store, depending. It feels like it might just be easier, less work, and, like, the same amount of sodium and cholesterol. You know?
I'm gonna write home and tell them how delicious this is.
10 out of 10 is crazy, though. I do think 10 out of 10 is wild. For sure. This is not looking like a meal I would probably give a 10 out of 10.
This is so, so, so good. 3 ingredients. Evaporated milk, broccoli, and some cheese.
And potato juice. And potato juice. Salt water that potatoes have been soaking in.
And some salt and pepper, I guess, if you want to consider that an ingredient, but I do not. This is so good. I can't believe I've never had this before. I'm making this.
Let's get her some better broccoli cheddar soup. I mean, take her to Panera or something. We gotta show her something else, some other option.
Again, I'm making this again. Oh yeah, I think it would be good with a little bit of spice in there. You know me, I'm gonna say put some jalapenos in there, pickled jalapenos. But other than that, maybe you could make this a potato and broccoli soup if you wanted to.
Maybe.
Throw some fresh potatoes in there. Throw some canned potatoes in there. Ooh, this is good. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let that cool. I'm gonna talk to you, and then I'm gonna...
I really do feel like buy a can of soup. That would have been so much easier than all of that, what you did. We need to see faces. Yeah, Jamie, do you know, does she ever show herself on camera trying these things? I would like to see her actual, like, reaction as she's eating the various items that she eats on here. The amount of salt in adding pickled peppers, ma'am, are you a horse? Why so much salt?
Eat this. I hope you enjoyed these meal ideas. Just 3 random things I threw together from the dollar store.
Clearly.
I think most of these items people would have on hand. Maybe not like the evaporated milk, but you could still use milk instead of this.
Sure.
You could use shelf-stable milk or just regular milk from the fridge. Let me show you what I have left. 1/3 can evaporated milk. I don't know, there's probably about a cup of broccoli left in there. I actually didn't use all the cheese.
I feel like let's make more soup. We got stuff left for soup, bestie.
There's a little square left here and some tortillas. I am actually gonna make a cheese sauce, but I'm gonna shred it up. I'm gonna use some of this evaporated milk, and I'm going to put this inside of a tortilla and crisp it up like I did for the first meal to make the flautas. That's what I'm going to do with that, and then I'll have plenty of...
I take it she doesn't show us that. Yeah, she's only got 20 seconds left. She surely is not showing us that, but that also sounds awful. That also sounds terrible.
Tortillas left over, and I'll just use them randomly for all the things I usually use tortillas for. So everything will be gone.
Oh, wow.
And you could technically get more than 3 meals. That's 4 meals plus whatever you can get from the tortillas. So,
well, dang.
All right, my friends, that is it.
What
I
am
hope
I
you
looking
enjoyed
at?
these meal ideas. I'll see you next time. Happy eating, my friends.
I will be much happier if that is not probably what I'm eating. Well, there you go. There you go. YouTubies, I ain't got nothing else to say about it. I think she keeps her her comments are off. She doesn't let people comment on it, which is maybe the best for her in her mental health space. So that's all I got. YouTubies, thanks for being so calm, patient, understanding with me as I have had a very irregular upload schedule over here. But anyways, that's all I have for today, YouTubies. Bye! Subscribe!